Hi, good afternoon, guys. Myself is Siju Thomas. I'm calling from Bulwark. So this is a joint event between Bulwark and MTech. So I'm just passing over to Milant, who's on Bulwark, who is specialized on Sophos. He'll be taking this event from now. I'm talking on behalf of MTech. MTech team is having some issue. They can't unmute the session right now. So on behalf of them, I'm just telling. So MTech is partnered with us. MTech is a gold partner for Sophos. So I'm just handing over it to Milan, who will take the session right now.
Thanks, Siju. Thanks for the introduction. So I hope like everyone can see my screen and like also my voice is audible.
Yeah, Milan.
Okay.
It's fine.
So once again, thanks everyone for joining the session with us today. So in today's session, I'll give you a quick introduction on Sophos. Then we can take a look into the features of Sophos XG firewall, Intercept X with EDR, synchronized security, and finally there will be a Q&A session to address your queries with respect to the products. Okay, so there is a chat session enabled for you. So in case if you have got any queries with respect to the topics which I'm going to cover today, just drop it in the chat, and after the session, I'll answer the queries for you. So let's start the session now. So Sophos was founded in 1985 at Oxford, and we have got like 3,600 employees as of now. And when it comes to the customers, we have got a huge customer numbers like 400,000 plus customers across 150 countries. Okay, so and like when it comes to the partners, we have got like 4,700 partners across the globe working for Sophos. Now, when it comes to the OEM, Sophos is having 80 plus OEM partners. So you can see it from my screen, some of the top security providers such as Cisco, Blue Coat, Juniper, ClearSafe, they are all using Sophos engines to build a robust solutions for them. Okay, so in fact, they are actually using Sophos engines in the back end of their products to protect their customers. So from this slide itself, you can know that how powerful our engines are, how good we are in the market. Now, that was about Sophos. Now let's take a look into the product Sophos XG firewall. So Sophos XG firewall is a zone-based firewall with its identity-based policies at its core. And we are offering a wide range of deployment options. So the device firewall is available as a hardware. So if the customer, the client prefers to go with a hardware model, yes, they can get the hardware one. Otherwise, we are providing software as well as virtual options to the customers. So if you have got an Intel compatible devices, you can get the software and you can load it on your Intel compatible device. You can also use it on your virtual environment. We do support VMware, Citrix servers, hypervisors, etc. And finally, we are also available in the cloud. So if you have to protect your cloud space, such as Azure or Amazon services, Amazon Web Service space, we can host it over there. So we are providing a different deployment options to our customers. The customers can choose from any one of them, and they can start using our XG firewall device. Now let's take a look how Sophos will help you to protect your network. Starting with the information. So Sophos will help you to see the things within your network. So the moment when you log into the firewall console, this is the GUI which you are seeing on my screen. It will provide you a complete visibility over your network. So the informations like any attacks, any threats which are blocked, the number of live users, application web usage, all these critical informations can be fetched from the GUI console itself. So our dashboard is very granular, so that it will provide you all the relevant informations. It will also help you to understand what traffic is getting inside and what traffic is going outside of your network. Now, with the help of top technologies, like the feature technologies which Sophos is offering, we'll be able to stop any advanced threats hitting your network. So these are a couple of our top features which can be activated with the help of license. So all you have to do is that if you need a specific one, just get the right license bundle for them and start using the feature on your device. Okay, so I will be also covering these features in the upcoming slide. And finally, we secure the things. So we make sure that your network is very much protected using our firewall. And we are also parallelly having a couple of other solutions which can work together along with the firewall devices, which is called synchronized security. So we can, our endpoints can communicate to the firewall, wireless devices, mobile devices, all can share the informations to one another, and we can make sure that your network is very well protected. Now, I'll just take you through the features one by one. Okay, so starting with the web protection, Sophos is having a powerful web engine which can monitor your HTTP as well as HTTPS basic traffic, base traffic. So any traffic going outside, in and out, like can be scanned with the help of our web protection engine, and we can actually block any websites which we don't want the users to browse to. Okay, so we are providing multiple options. If you want to block category based URLs, yes, certain categories are available. You can also create your own custom categories. We can add restrictions in downloading the files. We can block the contents based on the keywords. So there are multiple options when it comes to the web protection. The next feature is email protection. Of course, Sophos can act as a mail transfer agent to scan your emails. So we can actually scan any phishing emails, spam emails received through your email gateway, which is passed to the Sophos XG firewall. So we make sure that like spam emails or like any phishing emails are blocked, and we also make sure that like if any of the emails are found suspected, we can also move it to the quarantine digest folder, where later it can be released. On top of that, we are also providing a couple of other additional features, and one of them is DLP. So if you want to scan for any sensitive contents leaving the network, yes, we can enable DLP functionalities within the email so that it will scan for any critical files or documents which are being sent outside. The second functionality is the encryption part. So in case if anyone wants to send a confidential file to a third party person, they can easily encrypt it with the help of the firewall policies, and they can send it across to the third party person. So without the password decryption key, no one will be able to read the message. So these are the options which you will be getting if you are going to use our email protection. Now the next feature is Sandstorm. Of course, this is a sandboxing technology from Sophos. So in case if there are any unknown files received through your email or through a web download, we will be checking it against our existing database, and we take a decision whether we want to allow it or block it. So if it is an unknown file, of course we will be sending across to the cloud server, and we will check for the behavior. So in case if the file is suspected to be harmful, we will just drop the file, and we will provide all the necessary report to the administrator. So this is a powerful tool which can be utilized, because you know that nowadays people are getting hit by ransomware attacks, and most of the time it can be through a web download or it can be through an email attachment, and people are not trained to deal with the spam email. So if you are getting an spam email from a third party person, maybe like asking to download a file, maybe like normal people, like people working in the accounts department, finance department, they will just simply open it, and it can infect their machine. So we make sure that like all the files are getting scanned using our Sandstorm engine, and we make sure that only trusted files are passed through the firewall. Now let's move on to the next feature, which is application control. So Sophos has got an application control functionality where we can block any unwanted applications communicating to the internet. So we have seen that some of the customers like using some peer-to-peer applications, VPN proxy applications, which it is a potentially unwanted application. So what we can do is that like we can simply block these applications using our application control policies, and we can block them in communicating to the internet. So I will also take you through one more feature which is called synchronized application control when we are when we are discussing about the integration with XD and the endpoint. The next feature is web server protection. So in case if you have got any internal servers which you have to securely host it to the internet, you can use our web server protection to securely publish it to the internet. So we make sure that like if anyone is targeting the web servers, we make sure that like it is very much protected. So in case like we are providing AV protection to the web servers, internal web servers, like, and we are also checking for various types of attack patterns, such as like someone is trying to do an SQL injection or cross scripting attack onto the web server. We make sure that it is getting blocked at the perimeter level itself. On top of that, like we can also enable secure authentication on the firewall level itself. So before providing an access to the web application, we can enable a dual layer of security authentication so that they have to pass through the authentication to get to the web server. It can also act as a reverse proxy as well. Okay, so the next feature is called IPS. I hope everyone will be aware of this feature. Excuse me. Okay, so sorry for that. Yeah, everyone is aware of the features because like this is IPS is mainly to detect any attack which is targeting any devices within your organization. So it can be using some vulnerabilities within the OS level or applications level. So what we do is that we make sure that all the inbound data or traffic packets are getting monitored against our signatures IPS database, and we make sure that only trusted data are allowed to communicate to the internal resources. So IPS is also one of the powerful tool which makes sure that like anyone if trying to do an attack, we make sure that it is getting blocked. We are also having DDoS protections within the IPS so that we also scan for some DDoS attacks, denial of service attacks. Someone is trying to do a flooding attack, we make sure that it is the source IP, which is a public IP, will be blocked on the firewall. Now, what about the outbound traffic? Yes, we do have a feature called advanced threat protection. So any outbound traffic, anything which is getting originated and going to the internet will be scanned, and we check for various things like the outbound, like the destination IP, reputation of the destination. All these things will be considered, and we make sure that if it is going to an untrusted site, it can be a CNC server, botnet server. You know that once an attacker get a persistent control over the system, they will be accessing the system. So we make sure that the communication to this server, a CNC server, is blocked. So we make sure we scan for the destination traffic, and we scan for it, and we block it in case if it is untrusted. So that was about the XD firewall. So I've got a question in the chat. Let me just quickly go through it. Customer. Yes. So the question was like they want one of the customer wants to block some gaming applications. Yes, we can do that with the help of synchronized security. We can easily identify the game, the path. Along with the path, and we can classify it as untrusted communication, and we can block these games communicating to the internet. So there are like a lot of online games which requires a communication to an outside server. So if the communication is blocked, yes, we can easily drop these, stop these games, okay, at the firewall level. Yes, we can do that. Now that was about the XG firewall. So now let me move on to the next product, which is called Intercept X with EDR, which is our endpoint security solution. So before moving on to the product features, let's take a look into the threat landscape. So in earlier days, you might have seen that the organizations, the customers were getting hit by generic malwares and traditional malwares. Okay, so something like Trojans or worms. But nowadays the threat landscape has been shifted. Okay, we are seeing more advanced malware, zero-day exploits, ransomware attacks, and a traditional AV endpoint will not be able to block these type of attacks because they don't have any signatures to block this. So most of the time it will pass through the traditional antivirus and the customer's business will get affected. So what we are doing is that we are making sure that different attack techniques are blocked. So this is the slide which you are seeing now is an attack chain. Okay, so I will just explain you how an attack chain happens and how Sophos can help you how to kill this chain. So starting with the information gathering. So if I'm an attacker, what I'll do initially is that I will harvest the information. I will get the email IDs of the different departments. So the first step as the attacker will do is he will try to harvest the information. So it can be the CEO's email ID. It can be an accounts department's email ID, so anything. So once the information is harvested, they will do they will weaponize the package. Okay, so they will create one spam email targeting to this email ID, or they will just like drop an email, phishing email or a spam email to the accounts department saying that like it is from the CEO of a different organization, something like that. So they will try to deliver the package. This is the first step. So once the package is delivered, it will be received to the end user. Okay, it can be through email, it can be through a web download, it can be through a USB stick, anything. Once the package is delivered, okay, it will scan for the vulnerabilities within the software. So we use exploits. We scan for the vulnerabilities and like we might execute certain codes using these vulnerable applications. So once the code is executed, the actual package, this is the actual malware. It will be downloaded onto the system and it will be installed on the system. So this is the actual malware. It can be anything. It can be a ransomware file, anything. So once the malware is downloaded, it is installed. It also established a connection to a CNC server. So the first thing what they will do is that they will get the control over the systems. So the CNC server communication will happen and they will get a persistent control of the system. Then they will start doing the things such as they will do some credentials theft. So initially, if I'm able to steal the credentials, I can easily move within your network because I got the privileged admin accounts which I can use to move between the network to the other systems. And Sophos has got different services and different layers of protections to stop each of these attack kill chain. So what I'm going to do is that I'll just play a video and I'll explain to you things. Okay, so you can see it by yourself how we are able to block the attack. So let me play this video. It's a quick video. So on this machine, what I've done is that I've installed Endpoint along with the Intercept X agent. So the system is protected using Sophos. Now what I'm going to do is that I'll make sure that all my settings are enabled. So this is the admin page. Normal users will not be having access to this page. Okay. So I'm just made sure that like all the settings are enabled. So the first thing what I'm going to do is that I'm going to plug in an infected USB stick. The moment I plugged in, you can see it on the screen. Sophos detected this USB stick and it is blocked automatically. So we make sure that any infections or any malwares passing through the USB stick is blocked. The next thing is a file sharing app. You know, of course, BitTorrent is a peer-to-peer application. Okay, so it is a potentially unwanted application. The moment a user tries to open it, it was blocked using our application control. So these are the first two layers of security which we have provided. Now, this is a spam email which the customer has received from Microsoft. You know that it is just the name, but the actual email ID is different. And it is saying that they have to download a patch file to fix their issues on the Windows system. And if it is a normal customer, what they will do is they just simply click on the patch file and it will redirect them to a website. So you can see that it was a bad website. It is having a bad reputation. It was trying to download an exe file. So Sophos engine again blocked it. Now, yes, we can disable the settings. So we are going to disable the application control and web control, because we have to web control. So we have to download this file. So then only we'll be able to see the other um, things. So the file is downloaded. The moment it is downloaded, our engine scan for it, and with the help of a deep learning methodology mechanism, we are able to identify it, and we are able to block it. So it is actually an exe file. Now let's click on this URL and see what happens. So it is going to a Windows Update site, but the URL is wrong. It is again blocked because of the download repetition. So actually, the moment they clicked on this URL, it was trying to download .hta file. It is a possible ransomware file, so it blocked it. Now let's stop the real-time scanning. So we have disabled deep learning as well as real-time scanning. Now let's see how it is getting blocked. It got downloaded, but again, it got blocked because of a script analysis engine which scan for the scripts executables within the file. So you can see this is what we are explaining. Anyhow, one of our engine, like if it is able to bypass one of the service, the other services will be able to identify it, and we will be able to take the action. Now I've turned off HIP services. I'm able to download it. Now let's see what's going to happen when I open it. So I'm opening from Google Chrome. So that is a process restriction. So it is a vulnerable, it is trying to exploit Google Chrome. Okay, it got blocked. Now we have to disable application control, and we can see after executing. So I'm just going to directly execute it from the Explorer. It was trying to open PowerShell, which was blocked by the application control, and we are not allowing to execute this file. Let's block the application control now. So you can see only ransomware detection is enabled as well as web control. Now let's try to execute this file. So it opened PowerShell, and it is trying to make changes to certain files, and it was blocked with the help of our anti-ransomware engine. Now we will also show you if I'm trying to do some credential thefts. Assume that I'm having an access to the machine from a CNC server. So here we are doing Kali Linux to get some privileges or like some admin related information on the end user machine. So if I'm able to fetch this information, then it is that half of my job is done, because I can, like, using these privileges, I can bring down the services, bring down the applications processes, even I can move on to the different machine. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is that, like, let them execute, and the moment when they try to execute the command, our credential theft protection stopped it, and the access was denied. You can see that credential guard stopped the malicious behavior, and it was stopped. So this is how we kill the chain. So we make sure that at every layer, our engines will be scanning for any potential harmful files, and we will be taking the actions. Now, this is the main reason we are being listed by top security analysts, by top security reports, as well as the world's #1 endpoint solution. Okay, so we have been listed within AV, SE Lab reports, Gartner reports, everywhere. We are the leading #1 solution within the market. Now moving on to the EDR. So EDR is basically endpoint detection and response. So it is a tool which will help you to identify, which will provide you more visibility on a detected threat. So you can see that like once the threat is detected, it will provide you complete information from where the threat got into your network, what was the machine, what was the application, what was the files involved. All these informations can be gathered from the threat case analysis page, and you can start your investigation. So the main purpose of this investigation is that as I told you, if there is a lateral movement across the network, there will be sleeping malwares on other machines as well, which will be executed maybe like after 1 or 2 months. You will not be able to knowing, you'll never know that there is a hidden malware on the system. So using our EDR tool, we will be able to identify all the infected machines, and we will be able to take the necessary actions. So with the help of EDR, we will be able to detect the malware files, and with the hash value itself. And using the hash value, you can scan it across your other devices. And if there is any file matching this hash value, it will show you, and you can clean and block the file. And same way, if there is a communication to a CNC server, there will be, of course, a public IP involved. Using the public IP, you can search across your network, and you can find out which all machines has communicated to this public IP. We have also got a live discovery tool, which will help your IT operations, such as like if you want to find out why a system is slow. As an IT administrator, you want to find out why a system is slow. You can use our live discovery tool, and you can run certain queries. It can be because of a pending reboot, or a pending restart, like a reboot, or like because of some applications not running, some services, missing services, anything. We can also search for other you can also run for other queries if there is any unpatched applications, any unnecessary potential unwanted applications running on these devices. All these informations can be fetched from the live discovery tool. And on top of that, you can also respond to various informations. So if you want to reboot a device, you can remotely from the central console, you can easily reboot the device. You can run the scripts from the PowerShell. You can easily install and uninstall softwares remotely. And we also make sure that only the right persons are having this authority to make the changes, such as like the administrator with an MFA enabled. So we also having a multi-factor authentication enabled on the central console. So if you want to provide a secure access to the console, you can enable this option, and only the right persons who is having these both login credentials as well as the OTP token will be able to log into the devices, central console. So now the next video will show you how an investigation is done. So I'll just quickly take through the video. So initially, same like before, we have received a phishing email, and there is a URL. So I'm just going to click on this URL, and it has downloaded a file. So this is a script file. So the moment when I open the script file, it will open my PowerShell. And there are three things which are done using by the script file. One is it is downloading a ransomware file. It is communicating with the CNC server. And the third thing is a sleeping malware. It is not doing anything. It is just downloading and like just saving onto the local machine. But you can see that ransomware was blocked by Sophos. On top of that, the CNC communication is also blocked by Sophos. Now, we have made sure that both of these communications, like the ransomware as well as CNC, is blocked. But what about the third file? Okay, so let's log into the central console, and we can see the recent alert shows that there was an detection on one of the machine. So let's take a look into it. So it is called the user's machine is called Michael's machine, and it is called CryptoGuard, the name. So let's take a deep look into the attack pattern. So this is what like we do with the help of root cause analysis as well as threat analysis. So before trying to do the investigation, as an admin, I have to make sure that it is not having a connection to a CNC server. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just isolating this machine from the central console. The moment I isolate, it will drop the internet connection from this machine. You can see this is the machine. It is showing protected, and in the back end, I've put a continuous ping to a public IP, and you can see now the machine is isolated. So we have stopped the internet connection. But when it says stopping the internet connection, we are also allowing a communication to our central management console where we are managing everything. So only the communication to Sophos central management console will be allowed. Now you can see the request timeout. That means we have stopped the internet, and let me make sure it is like that. So yes, the device is isolated. I'm getting the message from the browser. Now we can start our investigation. So let's look into the path of the attack. So you can see the red dot indicates that where is the source. So it is received through Outlook, which is your email application. And when a user clicked on the URL, it opened Chrome and it downloaded a file. This file executed the PowerShell, some script using PowerShell, and it was the ransomware.exe file which was executed. So we will be able to identify, we will be able to know the complete pattern of the attack. So this is the best part. With the help of Sophos Labs, we can see what exactly the file was. Using our machine learning analysis, you can see that this file is having some code similarities with other type of ransomware attacks. Okay, and it is also having some certain attribute privileges to communicate to the internet. So this is what, like, it is sharing some similarities with different types of attack patterns. So we can know that, okay, this is actually a potential malware which can encrypt your files. You can also see the file properties as well as file information. Okay, so I'm skipping certain part. Now let's take a look into the full graph. Okay, so you can see which all files has been involved, what all IPs has been involved. All these informations can be fetched from here itself. So you can see outlook.exe is pointing to Google Chrome, which is pointing to the file, the script file which we have downloaded, which is again pointing to the PowerShell. And finally, it is downloading certain files. And finally, so this is the file, the PowerShell downloaded. And finally, this is the IP which is involved. So this is the attacker's IP. So what we can do is that if you are able to get this IP, you can search across your network. There might be other machines who has also communicated back to this IP. So using this analysis, you will be able to isolate that machine and you will be able to find out all the informations about the sleeping malware as well. So this file which has been downloaded is the third file. This is a sleeping malware. I don't know any information. So I'm going to submit it to the Sophos lab, and I've got all the output from Sophos labs. So it is also having some code injections and internet access capabilities. On top of that, it is also sharing certain similarities with other known malware. So I've got the file information. Now let's search through our network, which are the other machines who might be having the same file stored locally. So I can see that the same file is stored on one of the other machines. It can be with a different name. If in the first machine, if it is called ransomware.exe, on the second machine, it can be a different name. Okay, so what we are doing is that we are also checking for the hash value of the file. Now I found out there is one more machine which can be possibly infected. I'm isolating that machine. So the moment I isolate it, the internet is blocked. Now let's take a look into the folder where it is showing the file. So I'm browsing for the downloads folder. Yes, it is there. So normally if you are using a traditional malware, you might be pulling out the device, the infected machine from the network, but it will be difficult for you to identify whether if there are any other possible infected machines. So I'm just blocking this file across my system. So it can be a sleeping malware. I'm stopping it. Let's try whether it is actually stopped. Yes, it is. Access to this file is being blocked by the administrator. So it has been removed. Now the next thread search which I'm going to show you is using the public IP, the one IP which I've showed you earlier. So this public IP is actually communicating with the devices. So you can see that within your network, there are actually 3 devices who have communicated to this public IP. And here on this machine, you can see it is saved as winword.exe. I've copied the hash value of the file. I'm searching across the devices. Yes, there are potentially 3 possible 3 infected machines. I can see there are also other public IPs as well as domains involved. So this is how you do a threat search. So this is the files involved. Now for a deeper analysis, I'm going to on the machine itself. Now let's
Hello, Milan, there is some
Yes.
issues with the voice.
Is it clear now?
Yeah, now it is fine.
Okay, fine. Okay. So on the forensic snapshot, I've converted it to an SQL format. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm just opening the snapshot and I'm just searching through the hash values of the files. So there are certain files which is having bad reputation. So so these reputation scores are provided by Sophos itself, so that like based on these reputations, you can search for these files. So I've got one of the file which is having bad reputation. I'm able to get the hash value. I'm able to scan it across, and I can see that there is a file name called low.exe, which is having this hash value, matching the hash value. So same way I'm scanning for other files as well. And these are the scripts involved. So you are actually getting the scripts as well, like the commands which are being used within the PowerShell by this ransomware exe file. So this is the scripts. You can also get the scripts from the central console itself. So if you click on the exe file, it will provide you the command line which was there within the script. So using the EDR, it will help you to identify any infected machines within your network. It will be able to identify sleeping malwares within your network, and it will provide you complete visibility over the attack pattern. So this makes sure, using this, you can make sure that all your systems are protected, and you have taken the right decisions, like you have taken the correct decisions to block the malwares across the networks. So it has been removed. Now, once the file has been removed, you can remove the isolation. Now the system can communicate back to the internet, and you can just verify it by browsing. Like I'm just verifying it by browsing the website. So yes, the internet is stable now. It is back now. We have removed the isolations. So this is how you do an investigation, forensic investigation. So with the help of EDR, as I said, you can see all the computers which are infected, and if there is any ongoing attack, you can also identify that, and you can also identify any sleeping malware within the network. So Sophos Intercept X will help you to detect any known threats using our signature-based platform. Okay, so it is always better to block any threats, like if it is identified. So with the help of our foundational technology.
Not audible, Milanth.
Is it audible now?
Now it's fine.
Okay. Sorry for that, guys. So what I was saying is that like with our foundational technology, we will be able to block any known threats, and using our crypto guard protection, we will be able to block ransomware attacks, and the deep learning AI engine will help you to identify any unknown executables or any unknown malwares. And finally, our anti-exploit technology will help you to identify any potential exploits which are trying to use some exploit methods to infect your machine. So this is the features which InterceptX can offer to you. So in a nutshell, these are the different layers of security which what's InterceptX offering. So we have got a control layer, pre-execution, code execution, and a response layer, and finally a visibility layer. So this is what like InterceptX can offer. Now let's move on to the synchronized security. So synchronized security is basically an integration, like a communication handshake between our various products. So today I'll be focusing on the XT and endpoint synchronized security, where they can share the informations to protect your network. So basically, if you are a customer who's using XT firewall, or if you are using a customer who is using InterceptX, you can of course look for the other options, like vice versa. You can get the other solution, and you can enable the security heartbeat so that you will be able to increase your protection, such as like in case if there is any infection within your network, the endpoint can share these informations to the XT firewall, and it can secure your network by isolating the machine, such as like as I told you, in case if there is a CNC communication, the endpoint will alert the XT firewall saying that the machine is compromised. So the XT firewall will take the action by cutting down the internet, also cutting down the access to different server farms or a DMZ zone. So the infections will not be spread across the network. We will be able to stop any lateral movement. Now the next functionality is synchronized application control. As I told in the beginning, so we will, with the help of synchronized application control, we will be able to identify 100% of the applications. So if there are any unknown applications which are currently not listed within the firewall, and if there is a communication going to the internet, the firewall will request the endpoint to share the application information, and the endpoint will share all the informations along with the path of the application. So from the firewall itself, you can easily classify this application, and you can control this application. So we make sure that 100% of the applications are controlled by from the firewall itself with the help of the endpoint. And finally, synchronized user ID. So if you have got a domain-based architecture, we can also get the user ID informations from the endpoint agents itself. So it will be easy for easy for you to manage the users using our synchronized user ID technique, so that the application control, web control, or the user management can be done easily with the help of endpoint from the firewall. So yeah, that was about the presentation. I hope like in case like I do hope like everyone is clear. So that there was some disturbance in between with respect to my audio. So in case like if you have got any queries with respect to the topics which I have covered now, you can shoot your questions within the chat session.
Milan, there is one query from one customer. So they're
For the
asking
game.
for the game. Yeah, Dota 2.
I've already addressed that one in the between the session. So yes, this can be blocked from the firewall. So if it is listed in the games, yes, we can block. Otherwise, we can, with the help of our synchronized security, we can get the information from the endpoint agent, and we can block this application.
Hi all. We have Sophos country manager also with us. So his name is Mr. Ravinder. He's also joined us for this presentation.
Thank you, Saryu. Hello, all. Very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for attending this session. And it was, I believe, it was the very well presented by Milan, where he has, seamlessly covered how Sophos protect you from each and every layer. We gives each and every layer of protection to your infrastructure, and how easy it is for you to get an analysis, which is a root cause analysis, from where attack has happened, how it has happened, like how it has traveled in your network. So these kind of a key information is very, very important for your infrastructure, for you to know what to block, and so what are the things you need to fix in your environment. So traditionally, the solutions which are available in the market, which actually lacks of these kind of a features basically. And the automation, I love the part when Milind has spoke about the automation, the isolation is possible. He talk about synchronized security with the firewall. So Sophos provide you the complete solutions when it comes to endpoint as well as the firewall, and it's a way of management from one point of Sophos central management. Either you are managing your email solution, you are Sophos email solution, endpoint solution, firewall solution, even access point. So that's USP of Sophos, where we empower you to manage your security solution from one pane of glass, from one Sophos central management. So once again, thank you very much for your time. Let us know if you require any kind of a POCs, if you require any kind of a demo from our side. You can download the trial versions from the website itself. You can try those versions in your machines. If you further require that to get us involved, to get us MTech team involved, Bulwark team involved, Sophos team involved, we are there actually to to support you and address all your queries. And I believe there would be a feedback form which we would be requesting you, all of you, to share your feedback, so that we can next time we can present, or in terms of a content or anything as per your request. So thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, MTech team, for organizing such a wonderful webinar. And thank you, Milind, Bulwark, everyone who is there on the call.
Thank you, Ravinder. Thanks everyone for joining the session. So I'll be looking forward to hear from you for the feedback, as well as as Ravinder said, in case if you have got any queries, or if you have got any requirements, please let us know so we can deliver a demo or a POC at your location, and we can help you out.
And thank you all. Thank you, Ravinder. Thank you, Milind, and all the people who have attended this. Thank you.